Q Howard.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to
Sweden's third-largest city, Malmö, sits just across the water from Copenhagen, Denmark. To visitors, Malmö seems quiet, nice, maybe a little boring. In other words, quintessentially Swedish. But under the surface, Malmö has serious problems. On Saturday, when Israel played Sweden in a Davis Cup tennis match in Malmö, an estimated 6,000 leftists, Arabs, Muslims, and anarchists protested the Israeli presence in the city, and many attacked police. Almost no fans were allowed inside to watch the tennis series because authorities feared disruptions or violence. Massive immigration has made Malmö today 1/4 Muslim and stands to transform it into a Muslim-majority city within just a few decades. One of the most popular baby names is not Sven, but Mohammed. Pork has been taken off some school menus. Want to learn to drive? Here's Malmö's own Jihad driving school. And despite Malmö's usually placid appearance, this experiment in multiculturalism has not gone well.
To have a clear objective. Our objective, domination of Islam. And the way to achieve that, by implementing the Sharia, having Khalifa. How do we get that? By the Muslims having authority. How do we take authority? The Islamic State, my dear Muslims, will only come via 4 means. Write them down and remember them. There are only 4 ways in which the Muslims will take authority. Number 1, if the Islamic State is established somewhere else in the world, and they come and they conquer, and they take the authority. That is a nice way of doing it. Foreign policy of jihad, they will come and Britain will be under the Sharia. So one of them is foreign policy of jihad. The second way in which the authority can be taken wherever you are in the world is for the people themselves to embrace Islam and for themselves to rise and take the authority. That could happen. It happened in Indonesia. It happened in Abyssinia, in Ethiopia, happened in Malaysia. Many countries in the world today don't believe the hype. They say Islam was always spread by the sword. Yes, sometimes it was spread by the sword because we removed the obstacle. Not we forced them to become Muslim, but we removed the oppression. But many of the, if you like, parts of the Islamic State, they embrace Islam themselves in our history, honestly. Anyway, so that is a mercy for them if the Sharia is implemented. The third way that the authority could be taken is if certain sections of the community overthrow the regime.
BNP is a fascist organisation.
Well, it's not a problem for me. The problem for me is not allowing the fascist BNP.
BNP rear their heads. We will fight every election they stand in, but more than that, we will counter them wherever they try and enter official political chambers, like we did at Manchester Town Hall last night. We are here to show that the BNP is not a legitimate normal party, but a Nazi party.
I think we have to have some level of proportionality about it. Some of our members threw eggs at him and waved placards at him. This is an organisation that follows Hitler. Hitler murdered 6 million Jews in the concentration camps, murdered maybe 6 million others.
We must be mad, literally mad as a nation, to be permitting the annual inflow of some 50,000 dependents who are, for the most part, the material of the future growth of the immigrant-descended population. It is like watching a nation busily engaged in heaping up its own funeral pyre.
Well, I think he's bloody marvellous. He brought us through the war, and I think he could do the same for the economy. Aye! I am. I'm proud to leave to my certain death for Britain.
Right, okay. Next.